have testimony as well. Talking about when I was going through my healing and everything, and I got to a point of feeling self-righteous, and God had to snatch me out, even with scripture, because of all those things that and I noticed. I have a testimony about that. Okay. And I came out and I constantly come across people as well to where, when they've been through traumatic events, that they expect people to go through or deal with it the same way they do. And that's just not logical. That's not the reality, and that's not the way how it happens. And if you're not careful, I saw a video. I don't know the name of the person, but I saw a video of a girl was talking about that, and she was standing like all this stuff and saying like, if, and I'm gonna paraphrase in so many ways, that if you've been through traumatic experiences, but the way how she said it, it was a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of things behind it. So it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But if that's your way of healing, then why did healing make you bitter and angry? And that's what it comes down to, because I believe that that is a stage that you go through before you keep pushing, because I was at that stage as well. Meaning, when I felt like I had healed or was dealing, quote unquote, with the things I had been through in life, I would literally have that same type of attitude, would just deal with it. And God let me know that is not right. That is not the way how you interact with people who have been through traumatic events, even with you when you was dealing with it. So God had to pull me out to let me see. The world will look at it. That is the correct way to do it. That's right. You've been, just get over it. But that is not the reality of the way it is, because it goes through layers. It's deep. I understand people who of the world think that is the correct way, but honey, it is not. And that may be your way, but you have never really dealt with it, because honestly, you really truly never heal. It is a process. It could take decades. I am still dealing with things that was real traumatic, excuse me, that still dealing with to this day. Okay. Now, with that being said, do I take things out on other people? Absolutely not. But I am dealing with it. I am healing the best way that I know how. Okay. And I apply that the same thing with other people, because there were things that I thought I had healed from. But lo and behold, it came right back up, because healing is like layers. It's like an onion. It has layers to it. And this is what a lot of people don't understand, because you believe that 2 years has went by and you feel all great. But baby, on year 3, something could pop right back up underneath that surface, and you're back in the same headspace if you don't watch it. Again, going through that process, because you don't understand that healing takes time. And you got to realize that everybody is not like you. Just like I understand the way how I begin to heal is not the way how everybody else did. And if it wasn't for the Lord, I would not been able to do that. That's how I was able to do it. I cannot do it on my own. And when I was doing it on my own, I was angry. I was coming out bitter. I was coming out all those things, because honestly and truly, I really truly never dealt with it. And that's the truth. A lot of people do not want to look at it. And yes, when you do start healing, do you become, no, you don't. But what you will do, there are boundaries that people were able to cross before they can no longer. You will block people off. You will stop them from interacting you in any way, shape, or form. So it may come off as you being angry, or like, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever, but you're not. And I'm not talking about showing like anger. You could tell like whatever. I'm saying like when somebody do something, you put your foot down and say, absolutely not. You're not going to cross that line. And you cannot cross it with me. And you cut them off completely. I don't care if you delete them, block them. They cannot come nowhere near you or whatever. That is normal. You forgive them and you go about your way. But to sit there and be angry and telling everybody else that they need to deal with what they're dealing with, and there's no excuse, but it's no excuse the way how you're giving off that anger and resentment to people who are actually victims just like you were. But does not mean that you have to live in the victimhood for the rest of your life. And that's why you have to be careful the way how you talk to people. It is a responsibility, especially if you have a platform as well. And you are climbing up, and you're trying to climb it up, but you're doing it the wrong way. And it's going to come back and bite you in the behind, because you will fall. I'm telling you. It may look like you on your high horse right now, but I'm telling you, you're not. And you're not completely healed. You are not healed as you think. Because healing does take time. And you can't put a measure of healing and a time on healing for someone else, because it took you 30 days to heal, because it took you 45 minutes to heal. You get what I'm saying? I'm not being this way for a reason. I'm just saying. It may take someone 20 years to heal from something, 30, 40, a lifetime, decades, okay? But the truth of the matter is that they're choosing to face it. They're choosing to heal. But you're telling people to heal, but at the same moment, when people start talking about the very thing that hurt them, then you want to demonize them for talking about it, because it's kind of like you're not healing because you're talking about it. This is the world's double standards in the way how it is. You want people to process what has happened to them or what they're going through, but yet that you don't want them to talk about it. You want them to suffer in silence. And trust me, suffering in silence is not the way to go. I have a testimony about that as well, to where I sat it for decades, silent about things that were did to me. And everybody thought it was fine. Long as I didn't speak up about it. Long as I didn't talk about it. It was okay. It was okay. Long as I didn't defend myself. Long as I didn't do anything. And you have a generation of people who really, really believe that you need to just be quiet. You just need to be silent. And they bring it even in a church about things. And this is why evil people are prevailing. I'm not saying they're going to win. Because they have not won. But what I'm saying is that they are prevailing right now at this point in time on this planet, because the evil deeds they do and everything that they do, people want to cover it up and blame the very people that they literally doing it to.